My lovely people, good morning and welcome to God Loves You channel, the home of news. If it is your first time of coming across this wonderful platform and you like what we are doing here, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notifications. This will enable you to know when we upload a new video. Here we react to all forms of videos, especially what is happening in Nigeria. If you like this kind of content, subscribe, and after watching, always drop your thought, your opinion. You are free to criticize, but let us always do it constructively so that at the end, nobody will be offended. Yes. So let's hop into today's video. Remember to share after watching, and God will bless you.
When you mention African nationalists and heroes, the name of Nnamdi Kanu will be mentioned. I repeat, when you mention the names of Africans who fought for their people, when you list out their names, Nnamdi Kanu, his name would be amongst. So Nnamdi Kanu is an important figure to Africa and Africa's liberation. He talks about his people and the liberation of his people from the imperialists. The imperialists, the Fulani, who is a willing tool for the imperialists, and every other person that is a willing tool for the imperialists that created a system to destroy Africans. So Nnamdi Kanu is not just somebody who is fighting for Biafra. He's also somebody who is fighting for the liberation of the African people. Today is 7th of May 2025. Nnamdi Kanu is in court. Now, a different approach by the prosecution council. We have the prosecution council, the defense council. The federal government is the prosecution council. Now, federal government, they take Nnamdi Kanu go court. Now, the defense council, the lawyers and IPOB and everybody that is defending themselves against the attack of the federal government. An African liberator, a person that is fighting for the liberation of the black man in Africa. So what transpired today? A different approach. The audio clips of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been brought to the court, used as evidence against him. The audio clips of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let's look at one of the audio clips. Now, audio broadcasts plays in court. MNK Kanu says, Biafra will be restored in our time, not through ESN, but through referendum. The words of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as the audio is playing. Anywhere you attack our mothers, we will attack you. We don't want war, but don't kill us. And so, from the broadcast, Nnamdi Kanu gives vote of thanks to the listeners. Other audios being played in the court to incriminate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, let's look at another one. We have this. Okay. One of the audios, Kanu speaks about the shedding of blood of innocent Biafrans, the same way they killed our people in Obigo, Delta and other states, that we IPOB must stop them. Invaders came from Niger, Chad and other African countries to kill our people. Fulani incursion in our land can never work. These are from the audio in the court. They have managed to fragment and divide our people, and IPOB must defend our lands until the Fulani terrorist presence is eliminated. Governors came to do the bidding of the caliphate. That is the Southeast governors. Somebody commented that the governors doesn't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released because they are loyal to the caliphate. When you ask people questions, what is the caliphate? The caliphate is the Fulani agenda. The Fulani governance, the Fulani authority, the Fulani lordship. Any police officer who supports the killing of a Biafran will be held accountable for it. The land of Biafra is under occupation. These are the things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was saying in the audio. ESN is here to bring an end to these Fulani killings. Therefore, ESN must protect our people. Kidnapping, killing, and destruction must end. Also, he says, it is very disheartening and discouraging that the international community has done nothing which hurts and undermines the sincerity of our people. Transcripts from the audio that is being played. Now, it continues. Nnamdi Kanu says, tomorrow May 30th, we must honor them. There must be complete lockdown, peace and calm, because the day is critical in our lives. May 30th is an anniversary day for Biafra. IPOB is a peaceful movement. Our enemies are planning to start a roadside massacre against us. Biafra must be in lock and keys as we remember the fallen heroes and heroines. A complete lockdown so the enemy won't have any excuse to kill and blame us. Fulanis will do anything to provoke our people. Tomorrow morning should be peaceful. Part of the audio played in the court. Okay, let's look at this one. A minute silence for those who were killed to protect our land. We will remain eternally grateful to them for defending us. A large number of Biafrans were slaughtered while the world turned a blind eye. We shall honor those who have passed away defending us. We shall remember our heroes. Britain supplied the Fulanis with weapons to kill us, even though they brought Christianity to us. Now he prayed for the fallen heroes in that audio broadcast. Now there's also a broadcast about his conversation with Ohanaeze or with Igbo leaders, I think in the UK. So he has been speaking about the shedding of blood of innocent Biafrans, how people have been killed in southeast Nigeria, speaking against the Fulani Caliphate. That is why the Fulani did all they can, even though it will spend millions of dollars, even though they will spend the country's budget, they did all they can. That's why even the opportunity they had in Kenya, they went above protocol to carry him into Nigeria. They did the unthinkable. They went against, allegedly, accusingly, they went against international laws to bring in Nnamdi Kanu, that is the Fulani, Malami and co. A letter was also presented in court, and that letter, the one that was disputed the last time, the evidence that was disputed the last time, that letter was written by Malami, ordering for the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as evidence because he was accused of inciting the people against the government. You know, anything, any small thing you do, it is incitement. And they know they had them. They don't bring treasonable offense, put for your head. So the federal government, the prosecution council, is trying to find any means possible, with any evidence they can lay their hands on. They are trying to make sure that they find an evidence against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But let's know that most of these allegations, most of these count charges, have been struck out by a competent court of jurisdiction. And if you are going to link Nnamdi Kanu with the killings, first, let's address how did he come into Nigeria. That one first and first. Except the government wants to play a part of injustice in running this Nnamdi Kanu's case. Don't forget that it is the Igbos that are in DSS custody. The whole Igbo nation. Forget all these leaders, forget all these governors, forget them. The Igbos are in DSS custody. Whatever that is done to Nnamdi Kanu is done to the Igbos, yet again. I remember, you see, there's always a time people will stand up to the oppressor. There's always a time. So the federal government needs to follow the normal routes of justice and fairness with Nnamdi Kanu's case. He should be released so that we can forge a path for Southeast progress. How Southeast will move on, because it is inevitable that Nigeria will be restructured. Whether Tinubu like it or not, it is inevitable. You see, the signs are showing this is an appointed time. For people like Sunday Igboho, Akintola, for people like Nnamdi Kanu and others to rise up at this particular point in time tells you a lot about how Africa must be free by force. For people like Ibrahim Traore to rise up, these young men at this point in time tells you that this is an appointed time for Nigeria to get restructured. We know that the presidency, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they are using the opportunity they have in power to empower the Southwest. We know that. That one is not a hidden thing. We know that the Southwest are very much well empowered under Tinubu's regime. Like the way Northerners, especially people from Katsina, Buhari's home state, were empowered during Buhari's regime. That is an APC legacy. Nepotism, it is APC legacy. We agree with that. Nobody's arguing with anybody. But upon that, we know that Nigeria has limited time because it has to restructure. Nigeria is the focal point of, I think, Africa holds the last civilization. The world is going to end in Africa. That is why everybody, you see, all this shaking happening between China and US, this and that. At the end of the day, Africa will become a world power. At the end of the day, it may not be in my time and in your time, but we will plant seeds, we will sow seeds. The earliest civilization from Africa. Because I don't know why people look down on themselves, even though Nigerians, they move too much. I don't know why people look down on themselves. So Nnamdi Kanu is a national treasure. Nnamdi Kanu is not just an ordinary Biafran or an ordinary Igbo man. Mind you, Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for one Nigeria before, until he realized and looked at some things and said, well, this system, my brother, Nigeria would have been a better place. But you see, the foundation, the people controlling Nigeria from behind the scene, they have what it takes. They are empowered. They are gaining from the I don't know, the unfortunate thing. See, they are gaining from the sufferings of Nigerians. If Nigeria is not industrialized, they are happy. It is to their benefit. If the economy is not moving forward, it is to their benefit. If Nigerians are slaves, it is to their benefit. If we are practicing democracy, which is a scam, it is to their benefit. So whatever evil that is happening to us, it is to their benefit. So they are setting standards for us. They created this democracy. They created this our 1999 constitution so that Nigeria will never get better. And power is in their hands. They have been able to use puppets. Is that you have a corruption case against you, or they have a way to control you? Somebody was doing an analogy on France. I think this doctor from northern Nigeria, it said Mali chased France away. France has been in these countries for over 60 years, yet no development. Instead, France have been stealing from these countries and enriching their people. They don't care. Mali, they chase them away. Burkina Faso, they chase them away. Niger Republic, they chase them away. I think Senegal or one other country, they chase them away. This is the same France that our president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they are doing boyfriend and girlfriend. At least we need to but what they know how they pick their leaders, because what the technology of Beavers and IRF is not Nigeria. Telling you, it is the West that may have provided that technology. So how come there's something and somebody switching off IRF because it is going towards a certain pattern? Does Nigerians have the technology? That's my question. These beavers and what have you, where did we get it from? Which company provided the beavers? During the last time Biden and Trump had an election, I followed that election. I saw how the Republicans were talking about how the machines were misbehaving because there is a manufacturer option to manipulate the machine. So it is so obvious that the system we are practicing today will never amount to anything. Oh, Nigeria will be self-sufficient. How many years now? How many years? Tinubu they spend 2 years. F4 Komale Umawale. He don't spend 2 years, but still petrol still 900. He just jack up like that. They are now using all these petty talk. And don't worry, it didn't start today now. Buhari started his own. It didn't start today now. From 97 naira, it reached 180 something naira. It didn't start today now. It didn't start today now. You are stealing billions, you are printing trillions, theft, everything, stealing upon stealing. Stealing. We heard that EFCC found 80 billion in the account of an arrested NNPC MD. One person. Look at what was discovered from Emefiele. One person. And we have over 200 people working with the president. If one person can be able to hold that, what are the other people doing? So every year in, year out, they come to tell you and bamboozle you and tell you that calm down. He reached Tinubu town. Calm down now. Calm down. It is not today. From 100 and something, he jack up to 900. You are buying for 900 now. They will still remove fuel electricity subsidy. Telecommunications network are overcharging. Bank charges don't reach like 3 or 4 or 5. I don't know. If you are going to transfer, they collect 15 naira, collect 10 naira, they collect 25 naira. If they are going to even send you a message, you receive an alert, you receive a debit, they are collecting 6 naira. Everywhere, Nigerians are the ones bearing the brunt. Nothing is improving. They lie. You see the refinery issue. APC influencers, how they talk about refinery. It work, it go work, it dey work, it dey work, it dey work. It took them 2 years to now tell the truth. Obasanjo article have said, let us sell this refinery scrap. APC people were saying, hey, these people, they are thieves. They want to sell Nigerian property to their friends. Upon everything they said, just last week, $800 something million expended on making these refineries work. They are suggesting they sell it. How many years they have been deceiving you? You are 20 now. You are watching this. You are 21, 22, 23 now. You are watching this because I wonder if young people are interested in politics of their country. You are 40, 30, 35 now. You are watching this. If these people keep on deceiving you, Nigeria is going to get better. You go reach 20 years, you don't reach 50, your time don't go. Why you keep hoping on a people that are meant to deceive you? I've said it. If you want to be a successful politician, you must be a liar, a wicked person, and a chronic manipulator. That is the qualification of an average politician in Nigeria. You see Nnamdi Kanu, the analysis I listened to the other time, they put him amongst top African heroes. Because this young man was after the liberation of his people. How did revolution happen in those days? How did revolution happen? The French Revolution, the British Revolution. Sure, people know, they don't unalive people. Is there a revolution that you think that will not, a lot of things will have to go for revolution, for change to take place? Because those that are on that seat, they will do what they can to make sure that your protest does not yield fruit. Like I said, for instance, you want to protest now. Okay, they increase this fuel subsidy. Maybe 1,000 per unit. They now remove it totally. You are paying 2,000 per unit. We no go agree, we no go agree. You carry placard, we no go agree. First day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, they'll be looking at you. Until you want to get to 1 month, they will now find a way to destabilize you and put allegations on you. These are the people that you want to do democracy. See democracy now. See APC and Buhari and Tinubu. Democracy, federal character. Look at what they are doing. They call your bluff. They bribe anybody. That is democracy. For you as a person. Freedom of speech, freedom after speech is not guaranteed. They want people to just sit down. They don't want people to come out and express, or they don't want to, I don't know, they are the ones that determine what is constructive criticism. Okay, for instance, let's look at the power sector. Look at Adelabu. Now, whatever is going to, subsidy is going to be removed totally. Why do they want to remove subsidy? They will not tell you why they are removing subsidy. They will just tell you subsidy will be removed. And they will just give one flimsy excuse. And what if you are going to criticize them constructively? Said, now, all the monies expended from Obasanjo till now, all the monies expended on our electricity sector, what have they used that money to do? Court will come, give you some, this one will steal 10 billion, court will give her 100,000 bail. And they expect you, which constructive criticism, when the people that are in charge of our affairs are the ones that are the trouble, that are the problem of Nigeria. I have said this, if Nigeria gets better, it will not be to the benefit of these politicians. They never want Nigeria to get better. No. That, like the way Southeast governors never want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Never. Because if Nnamdi Kanu is released, Nnamdi Kanu will disrupt whatever they think, whatever mandate they are holding. That's when you will know who is the real boss in the Southeast. So let's go back to what is transpired in court today. So the federal government wants to use backdoor, look for evidence, audio evidence against Nnamdi Kanu to hold him down and make sure they find a way, because they will not sentence him to any. No, that will not happen. It will not happen. No, they will not do that. Probably they want to find a way to hold him in a certain area and look for conditions to. If you are going to release you, these conditions, because you know that we hold you for this area, you are guilty of this, we can push this. Maybe that's what they are going to do, because Nnamdi Kanu, no, Tinubu will not dare do that. We know, will not do it. Will not do it. If you're asking me, let the law have its course, and let the law have its course now. Should be law don't release them, but federal government no one release them. So don't. If I say Tinubu no, we'll say someone will ask, is Tinubu court release them? Why is that the federal government refuse? Why is that the federal government was able to carry him illegally from Kenya into Nigeria? If you are talking about justice, fairness, and equity. So the federal government knows that it is political solution that is the answer. I don't know what they are bringing before Nnamdi Kanu table. I don't know what they are saying, but I understand one thing, and that thing is that Nnamdi Kanu will be free, and he must go back to his people, and we must restructure Ali Igbo. See, we have people who are, becoming a Nigerian is, I don't know how to say it. Nigerians are foolishness. When you see people speak, talk about policies and react to some of the things the government is doing, you just get mad. You just get mad because, so let me read this. Federal government played some of the Radio Biafra broadcast and videos made by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in court to establish an allegation of terrorism preferred against him. The broadcast and video documents, which were marked as exhibits, were tendered through the second prosecution witness, identified as BBB, before Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja. BBB, who testified behind screen, provided by the court, said Kanu admitted making the broadcast and the videos while being led in evidence by federal government lawyer Chief Adegboyega Awomolo. So one of the radio broadcasts made by Kanu on Biafra 2020 NSAS protests, in a live broadcast, Kanu was heard calling on the youth to attack the police officers and soldiers anywhere they were found. So this is an evidence presented in court. We'll be back for any other development we have been able to gather from Nnamdi Kanu's prosecution or persecution by the federal government.